Quiet, it won't be safe, and it won't be calm.
Run up and down lots of corridors!
That was the one!
It's turned off to the right, Brigadier.
Locking phasers on target.
They're locking phasers. Ray shields.
Fire!
But I tell you what it will be. I tell you what it will be. The trip of a lifetime.
Yes, indeed, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, indeed. Good evening, good morning. How is everybody? I hope you're all doing very well. Ooh, let's move this back a little bit. Ooh, that's a bit better. There you go. Good evening, good morning. I hope everyone's doing very well. I am doing spiffy. Let me tell you, I am doing spiffy. Actually, am I doing spiffy? How would I describe myself? I don't know. I'm a bit famished. I think famished. I'm closer to famished than whatever the first thing I said. Oh, that's better. Oh, the sweet kiss of coffee. How I love thee. Right, it's getting cold here now. Like, it's really getting cold. Tomorrow is the final day where one has to dwell within their hut thing, their sukkah, right? Which I haven't been doing much dwelling in it this year. It's really cold, right? It's got really, really, very, very nippy, she cried. So yeah, that was not fun. I was just looking for this clip because I really want. I remember watching it on YouTube. Yeah, I thought it was yesterday, right? About it, and they had this guy on. I think it was GMTV. Somebody called me. I think it was GMTV when talking about this. It's a panel, and you had that one liberal pundit, right, saying, "Well, the reason Trump's doing well is because doing well amongst black voters." Is because lower income black people are less educated. I was like, it's just so insulting on so many bloody levels. Unbelievable. But I really want to find that clip. Right? I should have started looking more than 2 minutes before the show. Here, 1 second. Here. This is what I'll do. If I go to is it GMTV? We'll try that. Not GM. GB. GB News. That's what it was. We'll go to that channel. I'll look at their videos. Maybe it'll pop up. She cried. So let's start with stuff like from a day ago. I'll recognize the host. I don't know his name, but I recognize the host if I see him. No, not that one. Well, they all do look kind of similar. Like GMTV, was it GB News anchors? I think it's that guy. That's from 3 days ago, though. No. I'm really not going to be able to find it. That really sucks. Oh, this guy was such an... Oh, wait a minute. What's that? No, that was Talk TV had another panel talking about Donald Trump. And again, it was that. It was Talk TV. Now you go. 1 second. Might be. So, Talk TV. I have no idea about what's going on with this Chris Kaba, who either was let off or the person who shot him was let off or something. I don't know. People are grumbling about it. It's the big story of the day over in Blighty. Trying to remember who it is. It's something I would recognize when I see him. 2 days ago. Let's see. Where's it? I recognize him, but he's on a different show. Let's get back to his show. Oh, agony! I really thought I bookmarked this, but again, I think bookmarks sometimes just don't work. Right? I genuinely, I just think sometimes they just whatever. No, we're back. We're back quite some time now. Wait. Okay, I'll have another quick scan. Okay, whoever it is talking about the 24 genders in Scotland in this video. No, that's not it. Junk food. Trump. The Trump McDonald's was a stroke of genius, right? And boy, it's amazing how it reminds me when they had Margaret Thatcher washing her hands. Doing the washing up before the 79 election. And honestly, I think it was that more than anything else that decimated Labour. It was a Callaghan, decimated Callaghan. But look, here's the thing. Every generation needs to vote in Labour to see how awful they were. And frankly, this lot is worse than anybody's ever seen. Right? It's like, this is beyond insane. A guy committed suicide because he was thrown into prison. Because Keir Starmer wanted to look big and was also freaking out at the same time. It's amazing trying to look tough and look completely spineless at the same time. But Keir Starmer 100% has that worked out. Oh God, he's so awful, right? He is so deeply awful. Man, was it last week? Oh, it can't have been that long ago. Maybe it was, because there's all these Jewish holidays. That's the thing, right? That's what's really doing my sense of timing right now. That's why I'm not doing spiffy, right? Because I'm all thrown off because it's the middle of the Jewish holidays. I'm trying to be on vacation, but practically speaking, I'm not, right? What's it? It's Kevin O'Sullivan. Oh, where is it? Okay, fine. Now at least I know his name. Getting closer. That's the guy who hosted the clip that I'm trying to find. Should I just do Kevin O'Sullivan Trump? Should I try that? I'll try that. Kevin O'Sullivan Trump. Hopefully that'll come up with a guy. 1 hour ago. Country suffers from the scourge of woke Korea. Dude, that's 4 months ago. No. Never gonna bloody find it, am I? Never gonna find it. Oh, that really sucks. Because it was somewhat perfect, right? It really was somewhat perfect. And I love the way the Liberal guy is always so indignant. Oh man, maybe they took it off. No, I'm like a week ago now. Oh, that's a bummer. Right. I started looking at that from before I started streaming, thinking, "Oh God, that's so perfect. We have got to cover that." Right, 100%. And I can't find it. I'm doing my last sweep of Talk TV's YouTube page because I definitely saw it on YouTube. Villages worth of people arriving. No. Well, that was Kevin O'Sullivan. Was Rishi right? If Rishi Sunak was right about anything, it's purely by coincidence, right? It's purely by coincidence. No. I think it was Saturday night, right? I think it was Saturday night. So wait, this would be. That means it could have been a few days. Okay, fine. But no, look. I'm looking through all of them, and it's. Is this it? Swift admission. You expect this in a dictatorship politician's wife? Yes, you would. England is very much. It's 1984 if it was run by the Middlesex Polytechnic Student Union. Yeah, 1984 if it was run by the Middlesex Polytechnic University. I'm giving up. Okay, I'm giving up looking for this. It made me crazy. That really made me crazy. Oh, honestly, oh, just find it straight. No, not at all. It's not there. I know what the daily is doing. Anyway, good evening, after morning. Oh, there we go. So anyway, tonight is the final day of this Jewish holiday called Sukkot, and it ends up with a day where we pray for all of you Gentiles, right? This is Gentile Day in Judah. Because the day is the day of Hoshana Rabbah, my wife's birthday, Hebrew birthday, which is where the all the judgments of the year are finally sealed, right? Sealed, closed, right? There's an extra long prayer service tomorrow. Oh, it's all a nightmare, ladies and gentlemen. It's all a bloody nightmare. So as I I'm trying to explain this, right? So normal prayer service is about 40 in the morning, is about 40 minutes, 45 minutes long if you're lucky. You go in, you have the thing called the silent blessings you say by yourself, and then there's other things, stuff you mumble, the technical pasukas is in verses of praise, anyway, but that's all before, right? Before you start. Then you get to a point, it's called Baruch Hu, where that's basically the go bit, right? Everything was preparatory. And then you have this prayer called the Shema, which is like very central Jewish prayer. It doesn't take that long. And then you have this thing called the silent prayer, which is 19 blessings. That takes a little bit longer. And then the person who's leading services does a repetition of that, and you say Amen to each of the blessings. And then there's a little wrap-up-y bit and ending, and you go home, right? Some days, 2 days a week, you read from the Torah, the big Bible scroll, right? Which makes things go a little bit longer, but 50 minutes, 55. So this week, added into that, we have this thing called Hallel, right? Which is the Hosannas, right? When Jesus arrived in Jerusalem, they were, Hosanna, hey, Hosanna, that one, right? That's that one, right? And so, what you have to do for that? Okay, firstly, you've got your big palm branch, right? And I'm using the correct body motion. Your lemon and your different foliage, right? Your twigs over here, right? And then you got to shake it. You say a blessing and you shake it this way, you shake it that way, shake it that way, shake it that way, shake it up and you shake it down, baby. All 6 directions. All right. Then you do these this thing called Hallel, which is like verses of praising the Lord in different ways. And then it gets really confusing. You do this thing called Hashanas. That's the Hosannas, where you walk around the synagogue. Right, and you try and do one circuit for each one of these things, and you do these different verses called hosannas. And so, like the leader goes hosanna, and everybody goes hosanna, and everybody walks one step, and finally you get around. Tomorrow, and you can just about do it without everybody killing each other. Tomorrow, oh god, tomorrow it's 7 of those. And nobody knows, and it's always a nightmare. Nobody knows what doing. And then a shit ton of mumbling after that, like 15 minutes of. And here's the thing: if you're Jewish, you know I'm being very accurate. It really is like that. So you do. It's okay, fine. You do that. And then you get these 5 twigs with leaves on them, and you beat them on the ground, like you feel like Basil 40. You beat them on the ground, and the whole thing takes about an hour and a half. Oh god, to 2 hours. And then right that night is what we call the anniversary of October the 7th. Right, it took place on that Jewish holiday, Simchat Torah or Shmini Atzeres, where in the morning. But it's supposed to be a very joyous holiday where everybody has a big dance around with the Bible scrolls that we use, and it's supposed to be fun. We give a candy. I'm not normally not that into it, right? I'm like, whatever. Like when I was still involved with my synagogue, you would do the thing where you auction off the different honors for the evening, and when I did it, man, we would raise a ton of money. Like I would raise something like 15,000 shekels. It's about $3,000-4,000, maybe more, right? And ever since I'm not really involved anymore. I get so much pleasure seeing them not get anywhere near that. Like they get maybe 1,000, 2,000 shekels. But like I'm not into it normally. And I'm even less into it this year, the anniversary of October 7th, which, I don't think I'm right. I really should be putting more effort in, but I'm just like, I just don't want to. Right? I just don't want to, ladies and gentlemen. So anyway, we got that. That's happening tomorrow. Then tomorrow night, Jewish holiday, and then I come offline on Thursday. Oh, man, here, I've got to pull this up. I should have thought about this earlier. Wait. Both these things are very important for you to see. One second. Put this over here. We call that doink. We'll do that, and then we got to open this. Close. This is worth the fumbling in the dark and the delay, ladies and gentlemen. But I normally send out a bunch of tweets on Twitter, like promoting the stream. Totally. Okay, I'm back. I'm sorry. I didn't even know I was offline. Right? I didn't even know I was offline. The interwebs weren't working. Anyway, I was trying to download a file so I could show you the thumbnail for tomorrow. I was going, it's not downloading. It's so weird. It's like I'm offline, but I know I'm online because I'm talking. Right? I got to be online, and now it's stopped downloading again. But I'm back online. I can see myself, right? I'm here, right? Definitely here. I wonder how long I was down for. Can you mumble any old crap? Most people do. No. You have to mumble very specific crap, right? Very specific, right? It's not like, generally maybe this. No, very, very specific crap, right? Very, very specific. Unfortunately, right? I have to say, unfortunately. Anyway, okay, it's nearly there. Come on, you can do it. Anyway, what was I going to say? Fine. We got to talk about Trump. We got to talk about Trump at the McDonald's, where the liberal media is losing their mind. Oh, and you can see that's why it's going badly for them, because how much they're losing their mind. And how much are they losing their mind? A lot, right? Like if you know, Trump did this campaign stunt and then went to McDonald's yesterday, right? Finally, it's opening up. Nearly here. And it really was. It was one of the best campaign stunts I've seen. It was really, really, on the money. There he goes. Let me now let me open up the file so I can get like. See, this much build up wasn't worth it, right? When I thought again, it was like looking for that video when we started. I thought 10 seconds, click, we're done, right? Okay, there we go. Doink. There you go. And we'll have that as, we'll put it right there, I guess. Okay. Job. Now I really have to pull these up because, there we go. Fine. Let's pull this up first. Share screen. Okay. Again, we're going to be talking about Happiness Patrol today. And, oh my, what an incredibly wonderful thumbnail I made you, right? Again, I very much like having that 80s feel, leading into it quite heavily. I got to think on that. So we did, for the first one, we did Hello, which I thought was Millie Gibson, Hello. And I think that worked very well, right? Let's get physical. Enjoy some of these. Awesome this. Fancy making some fondant surprise, darling. Oh, I hope you do. But this, the aerobics thing, very much 80s. Now, the real view of the 80s, that how do I remember the 80s? More with magazines like this. The Rabbi Spank Bank. Rabbi Spank Bank magazine, number 183, November 1988. Still on EAP. Six brand new Spank Bank beauties for your furtive pleasure. So I thought, okay. And Millie, you just feeling just great there. So isn't it amazing that the front of a porn mag from the 80s is PG-13 in the 40 years later, right? So I went for this, right? A collection of magazines on the table. We got Doctor Who magazine, DWB, Spank Bank, Starburst. And Millie's saying on it, Rabbi, why are the pages of Doctor Who magazine stuck together and not this? And so says, best not to ask. Oh, and the Rizzlers. Yes. Oh, yes. All this says, the Rabbi in the 80s to me. Do not follow me onto the path of evil. But I was going to put some more text on the cover, like move Millie Gibson over, and I have things like, in this issue, Perry and the Time Rotor of Love, one of my favorite bits of fanfic, and things like that. But I was like, I think it'll detract from the central image. So this is Thursday, right? And this is, I got it wrong. I got to do it at 5:30 because the Jewish holiday is just over. But there you go. Rabbi Spank Bank magazine. I am very happy with it. Also, this thumbnail I put together, I really am very happy with this. This actually got several layers into it. The TARDIS console and the girders are from one image. The background of it starts from another image. Paul McGann is from a third image from his what's it called again? Stuff of Legends, live recording, which again sound like freaking. It'll be freaking. We'll put that together. But here's the thing, though, right? I downloaded Time in the Daleks, right, which they're giving away free in Doctor Who magazine, because I remember it just being a good story. I really enjoyed it, and I started listening to it. I couldn't put it down. Loved it, right? I'm still struggling to get through Stuff of Legends, right? So yeah, I think that you think just standards have fallen. But not for the Donald, right? So this is the big news, right? That the liberals are freaking out about today. That Donald Trump did his campaign stunt, and it just the reactions have been bizarre. This is a pretty good one. This is big Kamala Harris. The real proof of Donald Trump's dementia is that he would let his handlers do this to him today without pushing back about what a humiliating idea it was. How is this humiliating? Man, this guy finds like manual labor really disgusting. How is that humiliating? Right? Man, these people just out themselves all the time here. So there's a video of it, but also much more interesting, the video of the meltdown. Meltdowns are much more interesting. Hang on a second. This is from Sky.
Customers were shocked over the weekend after they were greeted by Donald Trump at the drive-through window of a McDonald's restaurant in Philadelphia.
Hey. Well, they weren't that shocked. I mean, all the people were vetted to come through. They closed down the restaurant for it. But that's what this is. It's a campaign op, right? And boy, is this an incredibly good photo. Again, is this better than his post-assassination attempt photo? I mean, is it? It could be. It's fun. It's wholesome. It's like relatable. It's a really good picture, right? It really makes him into a human being.
I'm having a lot of fun here, everybody.
Oh my God! Oh my God!
Hello, everybody.
You can take this, right?
Donald Trump immediately got to work swapping his suit jacket for an apron to start his shift.
Again, this is like such... Again, and they're freaking out saying, it was all staged. Well, yes, obviously. He didn't get a job at McDonald's for a couple of weeks.
That's great. Thank you.
This could honestly win in the election. Just this. I mean, it really is a very good op.
It's good. You want to do it? Yeah.
Donald Trump worked the floor across the entire McDonald's restaurant, from salting fries.
So grab
Let me
that.
give him extra.
Poor old JFK is like crossing his chest. Going, no!
So,
No. Yep. Oh, yep. Good. Right there. And then we're gonna grab the fry scoop right here.
Right.
Put it into there and just give them a twirl that way.
And this red tie kind of very much works with this.
To having a chat with customers at the drive-thru.
I could do this all day. I wouldn't mind this job. I like this job. I think I might come back and do it again.
Thank you.
Look at that. Look at that. How are you?
Thank you, Mr. President.
Nice to see you. How you doing?
Here's the thing. I totally get the adulation, right? I mean, even though they knew he was going to be there, but meeting him is like must be huge.
You made it possible for ordinary people like us to meet you.
You're not ordinary.
I mean, thank you so much
You
for
are not
everything you're
ordinary.
doing.
I can see.
We pray for you.
Again, Kamala Harris couldn't say that quickly. Which is amazing thing. She was so good at filibustering and saying nothing, right? But he actually, I mean, like, you're helping us ordinary people. And he says, you're not ordinary, right? It's really good. Again, that you think about it off the cuff, very clever.
And you are the type of person we want to be the president. Thank you so much.
So nice. Thank you very much. Yeah, I took a bullet. That's right.
Thank you, Mr. President.
When you think about it, I guess that's right.
Thank you.
What do you think about it? I don't think you thought about much since.
Thank you very much.
And meeting fans desperate to save America.
A lot of fun here, everybody.
Oh my God! Oh my
Look
God!
at all the fake news over there. Hello, everybody.
You can
Hey, nobody's as dressed up as these people are to go to McDonald's.
take this,
And
right?
you know this is compliments of Trump, okay?
Yes, thank
Okay.
you. Mr. President,
Yes.
please don't let the United States become Brazil, my native Brazil.
We'll keep it
please,
good.
please,
We're
please.
going to make
Brazil's a disaster.
it better than ever, okay?
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. It's a pleasure, Mr.
Compliments
President.
of Trump.
Yes. Thank you so much.
Thank you over there.
Oh my God.
Have a good time.
Thank
Nice
you.
to
You
see you.
too.
Bye.
Again, this is just, I mean, the fun grandpa uncle stuff.
Thank you.
And it wasn't only the inside of the McDonald's
Again, a great photo op. I mean, just a fantastic, with that tie and the yellow, just a fantastic photo op.
restaurant that was abuzz. Voters in the key battleground state of Philadelphia lined the surrounding streets
So here's the interesting thing. The betting markets, Trump is up, I think, 23, 24 points. And the aggregate vote, which is when you add everybody up across America, it goes backwards and forwards violently, right? Some, and these are all legitimate polls. One poll, well, as legitimate as the poll can be, one poll that says, Harris 3 up, another one Trump 3 up. There's like a 6-point spread. It's crazy. There's a too huge a swing. So I don't know. I just think the betting markets might be more accurate, a predictor than the polls now. My it's looking dodgy again. Right, it just that's what it seems like to me. But hopefully, we're going to get to the meltdown.
Waving flags and cheering USA, USA.
Yeah. Okay, they like it, but let's see the liberal media meltdown. Oh yeah. So here's why this is really funny, because Kamala Harris said that she worked at McDonald's. McDonald's now has said, well, we don't really keep records back to the early 80s, so we can't really prove or disprove that. Nobody really knows. But and now Trump says, oh, no, I really have worked at McDonald's now.
Trump didn't pass up an opportunity to take swipes at Kamala Harris.
I'm looking for a job, and I've always wanted to work at McDonald's. I never did. I'm running against somebody that said she did, but it turned out to be a totally phony story. So.
They lie about so much. It's incredible, right? I mean, it's just incredible the amount they lie about. What's it? Oh, is this not? We don't have the liberal meltdown. Okay, I think they report by the people.
Slammed MSNBC, saying MSNBC was a stunt and that he appears to be unwell.
If you're on his campaign, and I know you are certainly not, I'm not making any implication of that, but what is the logic behind this?
It looks awesome. Makes him look totally fun and relatable. Makes him look like he's got a sense of humor about himself, right? And when you hear him interacting with people, he's charming.
To a McDonald's. I mean, we know the guy likes Big Macs and filet of fish, and he's used the word love to describe the way he feels about the food there before.
Now, again, 1 in 8 Americans has worked at a McDonald's. Like, most people have eaten McDonald's. I mean, I love living in Israel. We have kosher McDonald's. It's awesome, right? And you get exactly the same burger and fries every time. They got their system down perfectly. Great movie, by the way. It's called The Founder with what's his name? Batman. Not Tim Burton. Beetlejuice. Michael Keaton, right? Fascinating. But the dripping disdain for McDonald's. Do you remember when he had some like winning football team over, and instead of having like a catered event, he just ordered a bunch of McDonald's, like a part of it? And they all loved it, right? And the media hated them. I see Mark Campbell's post something.
But what's this about?
There's no logic to it. It's a stunt. He has not put forth an economic agenda.
He totally has. Drill, baby. Yes, in the detailed way.
He, as you know, appears to be not well.
Look fun to everybody. No, again, when you see a man doing a fun thing like handing out McDonald's at a drive-through, right, and taking the piss out of himself, and you say he's not well, that means you're in freak out mode. And
he's engaged in some really bizarre types of activities during this campaign. So this is just another one of those stunts that he will continue on through the campaign. And I think that we need to really focus on making sure that he is not elected, of course, because
he's totally going to be elected. I mean, I don't know. You got your shadow campaign, right? What we're around 2020. Not sure how it's going to go down this year.
He is a threat to our democracy, but also
they'll still be saying he's a threat to the democracy when they perform a military coup to remove him before he takes office.
The Harris-Ross agenda is about the economy, reducing the cost of living, reducing the cost of prescription drugs.
Okay, everything was groovy until they came about. Now it's all awful. So you're saying they might fix their own mistakes? Really? Well, that's good to know.
Reducing the cost of housing and making life better for everyone. And that's what we have to focus on and make sure we get every voter to the polls.
Finally, everybody's saying that. Both sides say we've got to get every voter to the polls.
And make sure that the voters vote for the future, not taking the country backwards, as you see what Donald Trump continues to try to do.
Yeah, take country backwards to happiness and prosperity.
So I'm urging and encouraging everyone to get to the polls and vote for Kamala Harris and Tim Walz to be their next president and vice president.
Political advisor Stephen Chung slammed MSNBC, saying, MSNBC says working at McDonald's is bizarre and strange. This is how Kamala Harris and the elites think of everyday Americans who work everyday jobs.
Can't argue with that. They really do. Well, they are very elite and strange.
Footage without
So, and you do have any more footage of them freaking out? And the freak out was really just delicious. Yep. Did it stop working? Yeah, let's see if I can get that back.
Customers were shocked in saying a multi-billionaire is serving at the McDonald's drive-through window. Hilarious. Truly a man of the people. And
that's the
commentator
point.
Charlie Kirk doubled down on this, saying Kamala could never. Oh, that's right. She never did. Trump's
That's right. Yeah, very true.
McDonald shift comes after he left the audience at the Al Smith dinner in hysterics. Reveals.
Oh man, that was funny. That was funny. He killed that night. This is brace yourself for what?
On to the fun of U.S. politics. And I tell you what, it's been another awful week for the Kamala Harris campaign.
Yeah, like ever since she started doing interviews and came out the basement, it's been very bad for her, right? It's been very, very bad for her. Anyway, okay. Yeah, we live in strange and bizarre times. So because of that, we have very real, unreal takes on this. So we got this one. And we see what AI, how they understood the event. I love that he's serving cats. I mean, it looks nothing like Donald Trump, but I love that he's serving cats who are all wearing McDonald's hats. And they're just cute. They're eating the cats. They're eating the dogs. I get it. That we live in such strange times. This one's a lot weirder. I think quite a bit better, actually. But weirder nonetheless. Oh man! See, the reason that the left just can't be funny about Trump, I mean, other than they have no sense of humor about themselves, is that they're always making fun of this like fictional version of him rather than the real version of him, right? Which is just, you know, that's why none of the jokes ever land, right? That's why they're all such crap. Anyway. So this is what we're going to do tonight. Talking about happiness control, maybe a bit of Green Lanterns. Then tomorrow you're getting this. This is the Paul McGann, Suffer Legend interview with India Fisher, which I found totally charming. Right, I really did. So this picture, I took it from the cover of Doctor Who magazine. They had a Tom Baker TARDIS console there. Like season 15 TARDIS console. I was like, well, I'd really rather he was in his own TARDIS. That would have been so much better. So I went to a lot of work to Photoshop that, right? And then Thursday will be this. One of my greatest thumbnails of all time. I'm just very happy with this one, right? Rabbi Spank Bank magazine. I love it. I love it. I love it. Self-obsessed, but you know, I'm an interesting person to be obsessed by. But I love Candyman. I don't know why people were so down, and I really didn't like where in Ravenous the reimagining of Candyman to being like kind of a dull bloke in a lab coat. This is way better. I'm sorry, this is way better. Evil Birdie Bassett, loved him, right? I just thought it was a great idea. Where we are. Darren M says, hit that Rumble like button. You are so right, Darren M. You are so right. Odin Saturday said, evening, folks. Millie on the thumbnail took the words right out my mouth. Let's get physical, baby. What's another great 80s look, though? I got to think about, they're small stories, right? So I got Silver Nemesis and Greatest Show in the Galaxy. I guess Greatest Show in the Galaxy will do some kind of like hippie, like late 80s hippie look. There you go. That sounds like a plan. What we're up to, Otis Studies. He said, oh, fine. Did you see Mark Hamill's TGS post for Carrie Fisher's birthday? I guess we got to look at this, right? Oy vey. What we going to see? Mark Hamill, such an arsehole. Mark Hamill. Is it IL or is it ILL? I don't know which one. Is it double L? Yeah, let's try. If I just do a search, something should come up. Oh, Mark Hamill. Here we go. Oh, God. Look at this guy is such a loser. I'm sorry. Holy crap. Siri, can you notch douchebag up to 11, please? Here, I have to show you this. I'm looking at this going, I can't believe what I'm actually seeing. Screen, share screen. This is like he made his big picture Harris Waltz and like look, mate, there's no way you can look cool ever again. For Carrie, all those wondering how she would. Nobody thought about this, you fucked up weirdo. How she would vote in this election. One of my last of many arguments we had was how she hated the orange atrocity more. After an hour, we had to agree to disagree. Well, okay, you're both morons then. I'm sorry, you're both. I go. Oh, do you think Carrie Fisher died young from all that has something to do with all that drug use you've got into? You're using your dead co-star to rally people to vote Democrat. You're a disgusting man and a moron. I tend to agree. Fact is, you pretend to speak for a dead person shows just how good it's been. Yeah, this is not good. Your Trump DDS is so bad you can't even wish your dead friend a happy birthday without bringing him up. It's one of the worst cases. It is one of the worst cases I've ever seen. I mean, that's he's a nutball. Man, is he a nutball? Of course, he's a Hollywood actor. He's a Hollywood actor that his best days are way behind him. Right? That makes him weirder than normal. Where are we up to? So we looked into Mark Hamill's TDS. Well, what can you do? Yes, it's so stunning and brave. Shooty won the Oscar for best doctor ever, best actor ever. But he's still nowhere as great as me. Oh, I keep up. I know. And you were Rob Jody, obviously. Let me see if I can find that story. Shooty got one. Well, let's look on Google. We'll do news. Tools. So by date. Stilltown Motor Scoops 3 awards. That's the BAFTA website. Really? There's not even any articles about that yet. Fine. All right. We'll see who he was up against. Fine. Let's get back to the chat. Yeah, that's crazy. I mean, he's such a shit actor. I wouldn't mind, but he's like really objectively shit, right? Rabbi Tim Ball's killed his nightly show. Now's the chance. Well, I watched that. I watched the first like half hour or so, I was just like, I normally watch Tim Pool every morning, right? Do like first hour and a half of his show every morning, right? So I'm really going to miss that. I understood what he was saying. Like, look, I'm making less money and working more. And look, for me, best case scenario, the whole thing is about his, he needs like a management team. He can't do everything himself, and he was really pissed off that his studio broke for some reason. He wasn't able to use it, and he needs some people he can rely on. And he said, finding good staff is very hard. Yes, it is, Tim. Yes, it is. I totally agree with you, right? I wish he would make a deal with Daily Wire, right? And I would so subscribe to Daily Wire to get Tim Pool. I wouldn't even blink, right? 100%. And have them handle all the logistics stuff. Make sure they have a competent manager there. I bet, what was his name? Jeremy Boring. He looks like he can work that out, right? He looks like he can very much work that out. Group hug for the rabbi. Oh, God, it's a nightmare. Happy birthday, Mrs. Rabbi. How does your nymphomaniac end her prayers? Who's the nymphomaniac? How does the nymphomaniac end? I don't know. I hope I'm desperate. I hope I get a shag, I guess. How does an nymphomaniac end her prayers? I guess you get that. Fortunately, I have this superpower that I'm able to cure all women of nymphomania. It's incredible. Yeah, it's incredible. I do agree, it's incredible. The usual expensive stuff that morning that lost the sin, while a Sky reporter looked like it was on the verge of tears. Shen was on his usual angry self on Piers Morgan. I only watched it because I did. Convinced to have a heart attack live on air. Oh, that's the way to go, baby. That is the way to go. I watched the Vince McMahon debate, and it really needed Jim Cornette to bury Russo. I don't know what any of those people are. Right, I'm not getting any of those references. Things appear to be off the rails. I think, I was still talking at that point. I hadn't realized I was off air. Finished on all the Stargate franchise last night. Paul, I can't be behind you on that. I've really hated every bit of Stargate I've watched, including Stargate Universe. I watched that for about 4 or 5 episodes. I've hated all of them, right? I like the movie with Kurt Russell, but that's about it. It just something that just fell apart in my mind. Back when sci-fi was great, when live science fiction writers, male and female, just wrote great stories. Yes, exactly. Drive-through stuff was something. I watched Tom McDonald's, and it was a great stunt. It would appeal to anybody working service. Yes, right. They're talking about on Lotus Eaters, says Colin Archer. Ironically, they have a Trump 24 t-shirt of him serving burgers at a barbecue. Right. Stage, no shit. Well, again, the Secret Service isn't going to let anybody non-vet. He's not going to let any person just drive up. He's had one bullet to the head, another assassination attempt narrowly foiled, and another conspiracy, and there's still probably more going on. Leftwire thinks it's cringe to Colin because they literally can't imagine a person. Imagine being in a place of a normal person. I know, a woman walking about. That's exactly the point. In the past, it was fairly common for Clinton. Even sat down in a pizza joint and had a slice. But everyone, did you see Harris trying to drink a beer with Steve Colbert? It was like, quick, get me some champagne. And she's always strikes as being drunk, but that would make sense. It was it, and Secret Service would have checked before they turned up. It's a different world now, right? I mean, again, there are credible threats to Trump's life. People want to kill him, right? I mean, maybe it's something to do with everybody on the left saying he's Hitler and he's going to kill you all and eat babies, right? Is the president on FanDuel yet? I don't know what FanDuel is, but that's a good question, says Lonnie. He might have to leave the People's Republic of London. Yeah. Look, I mean, England is a disaster, right? I wasn't really going to get into it. Let me see if I can. Where is it? Oh, it's over here. If I go here. I just found this a genuinely horrifying story, right? Where is this? Here, we'll stop. Right, genuinely horrifying story. Let me share this. So, somebody said Keir Starmer has blood on his hands. I tend to agree, right? I do tend to agree. Yeah, pull this up. So this poor guy, right? He was jailed for 2 years and 8 months for basically shouting at the authorities. I think I mean, he said, I was, I'm not even sure how racist it was, right? But I think it was, you can put it down to the heat of the moment. You know, he's never been in jail, but he's never had any criminal record before. Within 5 days, he was in jail, I think, right? Again, for 2 years, 8 months. And he killed himself. He's recently killed himself. And, you know, Keir Starmer made a massive target out of all the people who were arrested from far right, because there's all these like Muslim nut jobs in jail, right? So I don't know. I think he was driven to suicide. It's just disgusting, right? So I hope the authorities, Dan Wooten says, MSN and 2TK are happy now. Grandfather Peter Lynch has killed himself in Moorland prison, age 61. He was jailed for 2 years and 8 months for shouting abuse at police in a protest following a Southport massacre. He was responsible for no violence, right? Yet the kids who brutally attacked the police in the airport still not charged, right? It's genuinely disgusting, right? So this is the judge that convicted him, Judge Jeremy Richardson, and I think there should be a host of reporters hanging outside his house to get quotes from him. He sentenced Lynch to 2 years and 8 months in jail for a non-violent protest. Peter is said to have taken his life. He let a paedophile off with a suspended sentence. Let him off, by the way. Where I'm not sure this is the same paedophile. It may be another paedophile that he was in his early 20s, and he was worried about his mental health. Couldn't give a shit about this guy, could he? He let a dangerous driver who killed a cyclist off with a suspended sentence. This guy, he said, no, you've got to go to jail for nearly 3 years. What's like, okay, couple of weeks, maybe, maximum, and even that's too much. Right? Look, I'm sorry. It's the same with January 6th. Everybody saw what protests were like. You screamed, you caused violence, you could do anything, and nothing was wrong. Right? You have one, I would say, reasonably legitimate protest, and that was too much, right? It was completely unhinged, and just like January 6th, Keir Starmer used these, I think, quite reasonable protests over immigration, labeled everyone's talking about it as far right, and then threw a bunch of them in jail to intimidate them into silence because he shat himself. Man, there is a deep, dark hell for people like Keir Starmer. I mean, obviously, I'm not advocating anybody perform any violence, but man, I can't think of torment that would be adequate for this arrogant moron, hypocrite, cunt. I mean, that's the best way of describing Keir Starmer: an arrogant moron, hypocrite, cunt. Oh, I hate him. It just disgusts me. And like, how was I not surprised he has some weirdo perverted form of marriage where he fucks whoever he wants or whatever he wants, right? I don't know. Do you remember that episode of The New Statesman when they were? New Statesman is a wonderful show about the very right-wing Alan Bastard, member of Parliament, and his upper class wife, right? And having an argument. It says she says, "You better be quiet, or I'll leak to the press why was it the poodle, whatever it was, had to have all its hair shaved off." Yeah, well, at least Flossie was at least whatever. At least Timmy was a mammal. Let's talk about you and Clive, the obliging iguana. They're all fucking weirdos and perverts. Oh, Keir Starmer included. Fucking weirdo and pervert. Oh, I guess that's why they like perversion so much, because they're all weirdos and perverts. I might hit on something there. Keir is so popular, going near a chip fryer would be a bad move. Somebody might be tempted. Everybody would tempt. Coach McDonald's, how does that work? I'll show you. 1 second. Now you asked me. McDonald's. I should take you to the website. Now, what McDonald's does extremely well when they go to different countries is they build all their marketing materials from the ground up in that country's culture and language, right? So it always feels very organic. So 50% off. It's something to do October 7th, I think. All right. So yeah, see, it's in Hebrew. Da 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 da. Chadash rib entrecôte Karney Royal. Not sure that. What does Karney mean? But yeah, McDonald's. Look, it blows my mind how much easier it is just to order from the app, right? Rib entrecôte crunch. That's what it is. Crunch. McFlurry. Yeah. So essentially, they just don't have cheeseburgers, right? I think that's the only restriction. They just don't have cheeseburgers, and they could have fake cheese. Or they could do fake burgers. Nah, probably be easy to do fake cheese. Fine. So yeah, that's how it works. Loving it. Fine. Where were it? Oh yeah, we're going over the chat. Now I lost my place. There we go. Only Nixon go to China. Only Trump could go to McDonald's. Trump loves McDonald's, right? Very, very openly loves McDonald's. That's Mark Milford. Hey, day, Mark Milford. What's he got here? I'm going McDonald's at Salt Lick now. Well, I don't know what that quite means. Is that code for something? BLM protesters are in the... Why? Protesting now? Do they from all the money they got a few years ago from Floyd? Encouraging anybody to go out and vote for Camilla. Translation, oh shit, he's even more popular. We have to pull out all sorts. Oh, that reminds me. Let me pull this up. Okay. All these... Here, one second. This will explain a mystery to you if you're confused by this said mystery. Can I just download the picture or do I show? Oh, here we go. There you go. Yeah. That's because Trump said he's going to release the Epstein guest list or client list or guest, whatever you want to call it. And so no wonder. What's his name? What's the Microsoft guy? Bill Gates? Is that him? Yeah, no wonder he's shitting himself. I wrote Wendy's. Wendy's is good, but we don't have Wendy's in Israel. It will touch you back. I don't know what that means. Okay. I love lots of lessons with you on YouTube from Sky News Australia. It is a lot of fun, right? It is a lot of fun. Yes, we suspect it is in Texas. What's in Texas? For now, what is James May doing working at McDonald's? I don't know. Another 1,000+ criminals let out by star. This is so. Fame's not a bad one. Oh, well done, Colin Archie. You know your stuff. Is he sober this time? I don't know. There was a case in London where somebody got something caught in their teeth and had a dentist remove it, and it turned out to be one of those chips they put in dogs. Ew. Was Mark Hamill ever cool? No. Han Solo was cool, right? Mark Hamill, not cool, right? Not cool at all. But we all love Star Wars. I can tell you. Yeah. Conor agrees with me on something. That was 10 minutes ago. I don't know. Amen. Shazam. Give the rabbi a quickie by clicking that like button. Oh, the rabbi likes a quickie. Camel Toe is a box wine woman. She does seem that way, doesn't she, Steve? Right? She does seem that way. Nevertheless, hello to you. Steve Sarsi, he has been a thorn in the side of the establishment for years. So he was a target for tonight. Who are we talking about? It was only 5 minutes ago. Blimey. Okay. Jesperson let off several people. Yeah. I wish like you had paparazzi and scumbag journalists hanging out outside his house, right? To get his quotes on that. I would love that, because that's not going to happen. That first I had Trump looked more like James Mater. Yeah. That wasn't overly successful, right? Let me see if we've got any more Trump AI. Trump AI. Let's see what it comes up with. We've got media. And the number one thing it comes up with is that AI, which I think is pretty darn good. But yeah, they are freaking out, like freaking out beyond freaking out about this. They really are. Oh, it's so funny. It really is so funny. No, I don't see anything else here. But yeah, that one was awfully good, right? Awfully good. Okie dokie. Fine. Where are we going to start? Oh, you know what? Yeah. We have Shooty winning that award. And I wanted to do. Is there anything new? You know what? Let's start off. We'll do a quick look for Doctor Who news, if anything new has happened. Almost certainly nothing, right? It is quiet as the bloody grave. Nothing is happening with Doctor Who, other than it probably being cancelled. 1 second. Short by date. Stop screen. Share screen. They killed the guy who was in jail. The guy who was killed in jail. Ah, that guy. I know. It's really sad. Right? It really is sad. Okay. Let's see what the new Doctor Who stories are. Tangentially off track. Donald Trump wrote rule says it should be broken for Trump. What are these people talking about? Look. I'm looking up Doctor Who, and I'm getting like Trump. What's the name? Says exciting update on Mrs. Flood. Mrs. Flood isn't exciting. Doctor Who new Mrs. Flood tease is not what you're expecting. Is that a video or is that an article? We might look at that. No, is this a video? Oh, leave me alone. Sharon D. Clark thinks Doctor Who missed the trick killing off Grace. Who was Grace? Oh, that was blimey. Is Sharon D. Clark the woman who played Grace, Bunny Perchance? Yeah, okay, fine. It was years ago. You're lucky you got out of there and nobody remembers you being in it, right? You're lucky about that. Fine. 10 Doctor Who behind. No, look, nothing's going on. Patrick Chapman final Doctor Who ever was exactly how not to do a multi-Doctor story. What, you don't like the 2 Doctors, do you? Yeah, it was shit, but I kind of liked it. And man, did Perry look good in that, right? Perry looked awfully good in that. A look back at Radio Times Doctor Who strip. Yeah, we might look at that. Probably not. As I recall, it didn't really last long. Fine. We'll do the Mrs. Flood story. But I can't believe Shooty getting the this award isn't a bigger deal. Anyway, so Shooty Gatwa apparently has won an award, Best Actor award, which I find a bit strange because he's not a very good actor. Full winners list here. I'm kidding. Who was the other? Shooty Gatwa, Doctor Who Battle. How did he win for Doctor? I thought I just assumed it'd be something else. How did he win for Doctor Who? That was what? It was epically awful. What? Again, I just assumed it was something else. Man. Again, look, BAFTA, like most of the entertainment industry, mainstream industry, is just completely out of touch and worthless. I do not understand how on earth Shooting Gatwa wins for Doctor Who. Must be some kind of lobbying thing. Right? It must be. Okay. It's not even like he's Welsh. I guess because it gets filmed in Wales. I don't know. I see Philip Glenister and go, oh man, can we not have another Life on Mars series? I like that. Right? He was a great character in that. Oh, and yeah, I always got confused. Is he the same guy who played what's his name? The android from Caves of Androzani. I think it was his brother, but it looks like a very young version of Gene Hunt. Oh man, the American version of Life on Mars had the worst explanation in the world, and I'm watching The Sopranos again right now, basically because I was watching Penguin. I'm going, I don't really like this. I'd rather watch The Sopranos than watch something like this. So I kept saying that. I said, why don't I just watch The Sopranos? And I did, and now got sucked into it. Love it. Oh, thank you. We had Michael Imperioli, the guy who plays Chrissy. He co-starred in it with Harvey Keitel, the American version. And they wrapped up the series after 12 or 13 episodes because it wasn't working. And they say, and you could see him hating saying this line where they explained everything. So when they're on a spaceship and their AR and their like sleep unit, whatever, to keep their minds busy while they went to Mars or wherever it is, got broken. They got sucked into that. And now they're arriving at that planet, and they said, oh, yeah, this is going to be a great, to search for genes or something. They said, yeah, this is going to be a really great gene hunt. Oh, God, it was awful. Oh, that was actually awful. Anyway, I digress. What's this? Dr. Anita confirms another Mrs. Flood twist coming soon. Who gives a shit? She still has another twist or a turn. Okay. She's a mysterious character that we're set to uncover more about in season 15, and now Anita has revealed there are more twists in store for Doctor Who's Mrs. Flood. Speaking of fans at the film and Comic Con in Cardiff the past weekend, and Dobson said, at the end of next year's, you'll know everything about Mrs. Flood. Even at the end, you will know everything about. She went on. Even at the end of next series, there's a line that she says, and I thought that's a little bit odd to say at this point. Even though at this point she still adds another twist and turn, you're not quite sure. You think you're getting one thing. I don't know. Whatever it is, it's probably going to be really disappointing and boring. She's always keeps a few things in her pocket. You never quite know where she's going. It's nice to create a bit of mystery. At the end of season 14, Hoover's and otherwise. Again, this is another awful failure of no, I don't want to continue reading, right? Of the current era of Doctor Who. Episode 8 of Radio Times strip, The Perceptions, is currently up for sale. That's cool. That is cool. Written by Gary Russell, drawn by Lee Sullivan. Did they ever put these out in a like a reprint? I'm kind of surprised they didn't. Like, because look, Doctor Who magazine keep desperately trying to find things to put out to sell, right? They like just desperately keep doing it. Fine, go away. See if there's any other good Doctor Who news. A look by the rate. We just did that. Cutaway Comics interview. Okay, Cutaway Comics I like a lot. Crowdfunding Small Night, Harry Home, an audio drama featuring Doctor Who star Nicola Bryant. And Celestial Toy Room, Angrew, 25 walks. What's this? Celestial Toy Room Annual. Walks Your Way. Oh, so this must be like the Doctor Who magazine, the Doctor Who fan club annual. Right? I guess. I wonder what the production values are like. That's it. I wonder how much they are. This is Dwas Online. 2024. Well, you just... Oh, so you just get it as a PDF? Why don't they do a print on demand? All right, wouldn't that make a lot more sense? I'm glad it's still got that kind of fanzine-y look. How many pages is it? Well, this is kind of impressive. Why don't they do a print on demand one? 200 pages? Yeah. This is so stupid, right? They could just... Yeah, I mean, they could just print this really easily with, I don't know, there's so many. Amazon Kindle printing, right? 200 pages, make it, I don't know, 8.5 by 11. It'll look great. They could even do it hardcover. And again, they don't need to put any money up for that. They could just... I wonder how much it would be. I did a full color one recently, and it's about $30, right? That's weird. Why not just? I just don't understand why they just don't print it, or at least print it on demand. So that's another thing. The Blake 7 production day. Why didn't they do a softback version of that? Again, it'll be so much cheaper. It'll be like probably about $15, $20, if that, right? Right now it's like 60. It's again ridiculous. I don't know what to tell you. What's this? Apocalypse War? No, they keep going back to the old stuff in 2000 AD. And again, yeah, this cover is exactly why I don't buy 2000 AD anymore. Oh, look, it's a female hero on the front cover. I wonder if it's mostly female heroes. Judge Dredd the Hater. Well, they've got to keep Judge Dredd in it, right? Although it might be more about, what's the name? Judge Maitland, who's this female accountant. It's so boring. Stunning Brave female hero. Nightmare New York. Stunning Brave female hero. What's this? Brink. Now, Brink had a Stunning Brave female hero before it was that popular. This was actually a legitimate strip, but now it's just lost in the sea of stunning and brave female heroes. Oh, they're doing a lot more Rogue Trooper now because they got that movie coming out, and Garth Ennis is writing it. All right, Fiends of the Eastern Front. Yeah, no, the first one was great. The sequels they did about 30 years later, not as good. British Treasury Comics. Yeah, no. Tour of Duty. No, already got that. Scream. 40 Years of Terror. Yeah, they're reprinting this, I understand. All right. Got something nasty. Features the Diamond People's catalog. Okay, so this is a reprint, right? Yeah, it's a reprint. It's the first 20, the entire run of 20 issues. Okay, fine. See, this is Doctor Who news. We always run to do anything else than Doctor Who news because nothing's interesting. Bleeding cool because nothing's going on. Doctor Who has been floating with supernatural years, but not in such an insanely poor way. Now, okay, it's long been my contention that the reason this era of Doctor Who is so breathtakingly awful, and I would describe it as breathtakingly awful, is because they're mostly concerned about their stories rather than telling stories. And here's a real paradox, because season 25 is coming out, which I think this, along with the Ian Levine AI animations of the missing episode, by far the most exciting thing going on. This one really, really does look good. Yeah, Happiness Patrol really suffered from it being studio bound, and it looks like they've done an incredible job to make this into a much bigger story and add new elements to it in a way that really, really genuinely works. But here's the thing. It was such an obviously queer story, right? Really tapping into the zeitgeist of the time, because, we had, what was it, Clause 28? Which, I was a student at Garson. You repressed the gay people that badly. Oh, it's so terrible. That you were, as I recall, it was started off by Brent Council, which has always been super lefty, right? And they had to redraw it because a man and woman dance together, man and man dancing together, and a woman and a woman. I was like, and it was up, right? And I know you're gay as well, but again, me, I was a young student at the time, so and definite in the gay community of the 80s, they were with jury. That right? Yeah, that's I've said many times, the best thing Russell T Davies has written, and I think he's written many really, really, very, very good pieces, is it story of in I think all its detail. This story was feeling like they were quite rightly. Helen A was Thatcher. It wasn't very subtle at all, but yet still, I don't know, why is this working where something like Rogue isn't? I'll tell you why, right? Because the fundamental premise of making television then was making entertainment, right? And if you had something you had to be in the boat, you're being on around, as long as you're making the entertainment, right? But you writers today, they're not talented enough to. You know why they're not talented enough? Because they haven't worked hard enough at it. Essentially, that's what imposter syndrome is, right? When you haven't I don't feel I should be here. You're right, you shouldn't, right? You totally don't deserve to be there, right? And you got there because you've weaponized identity, including many of the contributors to Doctor Who magazine, right? Which I think is one of the reasons the quality has really, really gone down the hill. Same with Big Finish, as I said. This week in Big Finish, right? There's two things that I was listening to. Where is it? There is where'd it go? Is it at the back? Yeah. So I'm listening right now to the Stuffer Legend, their live. It's not the live version. And it's not bad. It's a lot of fun. It's a romp. It works on many levels. But then I'm taking my time going through it. But then I already own this, right? I bought it when it first came out, but I downloaded it because it's easier to use it, from the app. And I started. I can't stop listening to it. This one's really well written, and you actually, are engaged with it. And it's so weird because it's so rare that happens nowadays, right? And I just think it's because the quality of writer is much, much higher these days. Let's have a look. So let's have a look about this new version of it, which I think is going to be awesome. And again, so I think this proves that it's not queer Doctor Who that is pissing me off. It is shit Doctor Who that's shit because it's only queer, right? Next comes the Happiness Stroll, the oddest of the oddball adventures. Yeah, that was a who was it? That was a John Nathan Turner expression, and it got a lot more oddball. When Andrew Cartmel joined, which he used to call it something different before that. But this oddball means it's good to be totally high, and most of the season was oddball. Right, Remnants of Daleks, no. Hamlet's Troll, yes. Silver Nemesis, well, no, but being very high does help that. And Great Show in the Galaxy, definitely oddball, right? Fantastic, great direction by was it Alan Wearing, right? Each which has undergone considerable facelifts with seasons made by box set, right? Each episode is now about 30 minutes, says Pete Matee. That's exciting. You know what? I hope they remastered the title sequence because it really needs it. Because it's so jarring seeing the title sequence when we're watching that like Ghostlight, and it's like a handbrake. Right, whoa! It's the title sequence just doesn't match the Lady McCoy run. Oh, yeah, that's something I would do. So we've added 15 16 minutes minutes of extra footage. Now it's basically a four part. Sorry, it's a 90-minute version in total. Okay. Was there any thought of actually creating a whole fourth episode? No, says Pete D. That's quite a good move, because these episodes are weighted to have a big beginning, middle, and end. There's not quite enough material for that. If you did, you would have to make each episode short, which would throw the cliffhangers out. Well, why didn't you just do a movie-length version? I think that probably would have been better, right? And they're actually quite good cliffhangers in the story. What the good? I can't remember the cliffhangers. I think I do remember them being quite good though. So no, that was never really a consideration. But I think the Happiness Roll was the most extended of any Doctor Who story, more than Curse of Fenric. Wow, even Silver Nemesis. You can shorten Silver Nemesis. It's fine. No one's going to complain. Has the most footage back, so it does feel like a brand new story, and it's been completely recut. Part 1 in particular, all the scenes are in different order, which means it flows a lot better. And then with the new effects, it really does feel like a brand new experience. I mean, it does. I mean, I love this. This is it really is cool. And you really get the feeling of a full colony world. Like I love the additional low signs on the sides of everything. Just clever, right? Just clever use of the technology they have, right? Which I'm very happy about. Brandon said, it's such a funny story. There's nothing about it. I like these new posters they made for this. All right. It's such a funny story, yes. Unfortunately, a lot of the humor ended up having to be cut from the original version. Okay. For time reasons, they kept in the plot and cut a lot of the character and humor stuff. Oh man, this could be really a lot better then. And I love this. I mean, oh man, do I have the? There is one of the greatest scenes. This was one of the scenes that said this is a qualitatively different Doctor Who, right? I'm not sure if I have it as an MP4. Let me look. Do I? But it really was one of the greatest scenes ever. Where is it? Doctor Who. 20. We'll go to 7th Doctor. Happiness Patrol. Oh, okay. I think it's in episode 3. Let's see if I can find it, right? What was the cliffhanger? This cliffhanger they just opened up from? Oh, Ace being taken to the auditions. Trevor Sigma there. Well, he's trying to find these two snipers. It was like an extra scene they added in to give them more of a runtime. No, okay, not episode 3 then. Let's try episode 2. Because this to me was very similar to when Capaldi came out on the tank at the beginning of what's the cliffhanger over here? The Candyman. Candyman's about to kill the Doctor. And again, I really like. This is a great villain.
Old sweets, but sweets that are so good, so delicious that sometimes, if I'm on form, the human physiology is not equipped to bear the pleasure.
I don't know why people freaked out. I like this. Looks creepy. This looks very Doctor Who to me. Very postmodern. The solution of putting lemonade on his feet to make him stick to the ground. So that's more of a what's the name? Traumorgus. Is this it? Is this it? I remember there was a lot more added into the novelization. That's what was the two characters. Oh, here it is. This is when I knew that Doctor Who had really changed in a very good way.
Hello.
Is he come and say hello? He's looking for him.
Get back. We'll use the gun.
Yes, I imagine he will. You like guns, don't you?
This is a specialised weapon. It's designed for roof duty, designed for long range. I've never used one up close before.
Let him go.
No!
No. In fact, let him come a little closer.
So you are.
And the tragedy of this is it was... this is really excellent TV. And the people making it, like people, they had no idea. Like they had no idea they had a genuine gem on their hands that I think would have been popular.
Why? Scared? Why should you be scared? You're the one with the gun.
That's right.
And you like guns, don't you?
He'll kill you.
Of course he will. That's what guns are for. Pull a trigger, end a life. Simple, isn't it?
Yes.
Makes sense, doesn't it?
Yes.
A life killing life.
Who are you?
Shut up. Why don't you do it then? Look me in the eye. Pull the trigger.
Who directed? Is this Chris Clough directors or Alan Waring? I can't remember.
End my life.
No.
Why not?
I can't.
Why not?
I don't know.
You don't, do you? Throw away your gun.
I mean, honestly, just so much authority, just like dripping out of this. All right, I love this story, and again, the fact that it is a queer story, and it genuinely is, and it's so organically Doctor Who, whilst at the same time as reinventing what Doctor Who is, while being really, really, again, authentic to what Doctor Who is. It's everything the current era wants to be, and I think they got it by just a little bit of subtlety, right? Just a little bit, speak like I don't know. You decide. Right, which do you think is a little bit more on the nose? We have this, or we have where is it? This.
I tell you what, when we both get...
How did he win Best Actor? He can just play horny black gay bloke. That's literally it, right? Honestly, this is the best actor you got in Wales. Really, I'm not overly impressed, darling.
Out of this, let's argue across the stars.
Yeah, I know how to play a corny black guy. Yeah, I know you do. All this.
And so you have been sentenced to the severest penalty decreed by Helen A. I'm glad. I'm happy.
Oh, so creepy. Anyway, fine. Hey, you doing Dan. My tongue did. I couldn't get the word Dan out of my mouth. Really, it's so weird. I see you have another sneaky Ian Levine stream tonight, or pre-record tonight. That's going to be awesome. The first one, so good. Oh, and I think Ian Levine has a lot to say. Right? He's probably more relaxed and more, off the leash. if he can get more off the leash, I don't know. Anyway, fine. There's some great moments with the Candyman. Lots of great Helen A material that's never been seen before. Lots of special Sophie interplay. Full frontal Sophie and Sylve action. It's just great to have it all back and having the story feeling as big as it should in opening up the world. I think, that's the thing I'm really most excited about. We've been able to give it scale that it didn't really have before because it was so confined to television, and now it feels bigger and bigger and better than it ever has. It was a massive project. The amount of special effects done in there were, and it's not something we could repeat very often. And I think it's something you need a round of applause for, right? This makes up for Joe Grant and the Lesbians of Doom, right? And Lesbians of the Deep, I should say. Why was this adventure single out for such a lavish maker? Because it's queer. Because let's be frank, right? That's the only thing that matters nowadays. Well, the story lends itself really well to doing something special with it. Pete explains because it's the most because it's not the most loved story, but I think we're a bit more licensed. If you try to mess around with remembrance too much, I think people were. You're making a very good point there. Actually, will be out with their pitchforks, and I would join them, frankly, because it's a classic story, and you don't need to mess with it. Whereas Happiness Patrol, I think you have more of a free hand. That's an interesting point of view. I kind of hear what they're saying. I like that they're filming model shots for the and for Blake's 7 box set, which is coming out the month afterwards. One of my favorite things about the new version is that we'll be able to create a death scene for the Candyman. Oh, yeah, that happened off screen. It happened off screen before, but now it happens very much on screen. I pushed VFX artist Chris Thompson really hard for the shots that we needed to deliver that. Oh man, I'm really up for that. It was a bit of a trial and error, but it really works, and we've been able to add a whole bunch of shots. We've been able to put fondant surprise, darling, in pipes. Darling. I tell you, I got plenty of fondant surprise in my pipe for you, honey. And I've re-edited it completely to make it feel much more a tense chase sequence. Plus, I've added some extra dialogue for him in the pipes. It also really helps. Okay, very exciting, right? Very exciting. And again, I love how they've opened up this stuff, right? And for me, this feels more authentically outdoors now than, there was called the volume wall, the video backdrop thing they were all excited about in Boom, right? This is much cheaper and looks a lot better. Also, I felt the ending never landed on television. I don't really remember. Pete adds, it felt a bit rushed, so I've been able to tweak that slightly and make it feel more like an emotional payoff. I remember it kind of worked out okay, didn't it? I'm really happy with this version, and I hope that it would make the late Graham Curry's dead. I'm sorry to hear that. Proud because he deserves to be. Okay, let's have a quick look what's on this before you flip the page. So there's a commentary with Sophie Aldred, Andrew Cartmel, Chris Clough, Graham Curry, and Dominic and Toby Adoki. Well, he can't die that long ago because Toby Adoki's been doing it for like the last 10 years or so. Happens film making a documentary when Worlds Collide documenting Girls, documentary originally included on Paradise Towers DVD. Delete and extended scene, isolated score, audio, music. Okay, so the new one is Behind the Sofa, Nicola Bryant, Janet Fielding, Sheila Hancock, Bonnie Langford, Sylvester McCoy, Wendy Padbury and Sarah Sutton. Okay. In conversation with Matthew Sweet, Sophie Aldred. I thought they already had one. No, okay, those are excellent. Those are always excellent. When Sophie met Leslie, I don't understand this at all, right? With Leslie Dunlop reminisced with Sophie Aldred about making Happiness Patrol. She was the hottest of the Happiness Patrol. Hottest and youngest. Going live excerpt, Seth McCoy, November 88. Newsnight excerpt, how Doctor Who took on Mrs. Thatcher in 2010. I'm amazed people didn't, like, it was literally 22 years later that people noticed. Right? Okay, so that's the PDF stuff. That's all cool. 3 extended episodes restored in HD. New visual effects, 5.1 sound. Chris Clough in conversation, Matthew. Yeah, I bet that's going to be good. Right? Sculpting visual effects with model maker Stephen Mansford. I wonder why Sue Moll's not in it. Right? I don't know. And that must be one of the new effects of... that because that fondant surprise looks fake in the background. Oh no! Now it's on to Silver Nemesis. All right, again. So I think this is worth being excited about. Now they premiered this sort of right at the BFI, British Film Institute, but they sent the original version, not the new version. And of course. It had a drag queen. I'm so sick of there being fucking drag queens fucking everywhere. To me, this is a sign of the ongoing degeneration and perversion of society, right? Again, if you like to be a drag, that's fine. Don't get me wrong, but please, let's be clear. It's a kink. This is not an identity. It's a kink. Richard Unwin enjoys the day. Did Richard Unwin have a meltdown at me one time? I think he did. Right, because I was like going over his Gallifrey 1 article, and of course, drag queens fucking everywhere. Can't move for drag queens. Oh, you hate drag queens? No, I just hate that only being drag queens. Can I have people who aren't drag queens for once? How about that? No, gotta have extra drag queens, otherwise you hate people. Okay. So BFI said, speak to programmers Justin Johnson and Dick Fiddy. Okay, Dick Fiddy is a made-up name, right? I'm Dick Fiddy, baby. Yeah, I bet you are. Listen, if Dick Fiddy was a real name, he'll be Richard Fiddy. I'm Dick Fiddy. He's got to know how that sounds. About putting these on these popular events that people hated. They were mad as hell because they didn't have the new version. It's Saturday, 31st of August, and Keir Starmer had already slid into complete socialist totalitarian control of Britain, being perhaps one of the worst prime ministers of all time. No, being the worst prime minister of all time. The main centre of the South Bank Institute in the South Bank, in London South Bank, awaiting a special presentation along with key members of the cast and crew. About 400 fans have gathered to watch the brand spanking new edition of Happiness Roll, but they didn't, right? Which has been put together with the upcoming season 25 Blu-ray box set. The cut scenes reinstated and all new visual effects added. This extended edit has been extremely eagerly anticipated and not showed. Are you not going to tell everybody they didn't show it? Holy shit. Yeah, people freaked out because they didn't have it. As has become a tradition with the BFI streamings over the years, presenters Justin Johnson, head of programming, and Dick Fiddy, who just likes head, archive TV programmer, warming up the audience with a light-hearted quiz. Prize includes a selection of Doctor Who Blu-rays and what Justin generally described as a BFI exclusive build-your-own Candyman figure. A bag of licorice, all sorts. Okay. Why is it that we always got to have fans inserted in these pictures, surrounding scared-looking, minor actors? In the direct-to-video drama Zero Impediment, which character does the Seth McCoy play? asked Justin. The crowd falls silent until a lone cry emerges from the somewhere out the audience. There's a general delight and thunderous applause as the crowd realize the voice belongs to Sylvester McCoy. That's clever. It turns out that he doesn't actually know the answer to the question. I can't remember either. Well, just 1 second. Why does somebody do this? Sylvester McCoy, 0 imperative. He plays Dr. Colin Dove. I mean, Linda Lasardi's in it. Oh, say no more. Oh, Linda Lasardi. I always fancied her way more than Samantha Fox. Right? How'd you look now? But you know, this is why I like the 80s. That must be 2010s. Would be my guess. Yeah. No, Linda Lasardi always way turned me on more than the much more famous Samantha Fox. But they all got that, like, you know, that smile expression down right. Like, they know exactly how to do it. Anyway, I digress. This has distracted me. Where is it? Like, fine. So Doctor, whatever it is. The crowd, is Sylvester McCoy. It turns out he doesn't know you, but a little bit of prompting. He satisfies the quiz masters and is awarded a prize. What did I win? What did you just win? Asked Justin from the stage. Shooty, cries Sylvester McCoy triumphantly. Really? That's a bit of a booby prize, mate. You know, I think Dusty Bin is better. If you're going down that road, do you remember Denise Perry? I do not remember Denise Perry. 1 second. Denise Perry. Let's see if I recognize. Obituary. I still don't recognize her. Glamour model from 78. Yeah, no. This was just before my time, right? 83. Prime spanking Rabbi material. Not right now. Not so much. Right. What are we up to? So he's holding up a slightly new season 1 Blu-ray set, like it's a hard. He's talking about not Hartnell, Shooty season 1. Okay. Next team producer of the new edition, Justin, joins Justin and Dick on the stage to introduce the rework episode, while Helen A. actress and Sheila Hancock is okay. They haven't mentioned they sent the wrong version. People were like tearing up the chairs. They were pissed. The audience was really buzzing. Eventually, lights dim ties the roll. Everyone's okay. He's doing a build-up. Okay. Starts to play, and that's odd. What we're seeing what looks like a lot like the version broadcast in 1988. Maybe it's new bells and whistles don't come in until a bit later. We're a few minutes in part 1 where the picture freezes and the lights come up, and there's a confused members from Justin Wilson. One takes the stage with profuse apologies. A bit of mix-up, and that we were indeed watching the original version. People are disappointed for about 30 seconds. I heard a lot longer than 30 seconds. I mean, look, having Sylvester McCoy there probably helped a lot, right? Sylvester McCoy is just freaking awesome live. And it was after cancellation. So I'm going to say Panopticon 1990. Or maybe it was 88, right? Because when Sylvester McCoy was there, and he did this great routine when he came onto stage. It was like first the TARDIS was on stage, and then first smoke started coming out of it, right? And then Sylvester McCoy like bounds out of it, you know, being Doctor Who essentially, and clowning around, playing the spoons everywhere. I mean, he's just so great with a live audience, right? Just fantastic. And I just don't see like Shooty Gatwell or Jodie Whittaker being good with a live audience. They don't seem smart enough to improvise. other than Shooty giving you a blowjob, which I don't think that seems to be his go-to thing, right? Probably how he got that Oscar, that BAFTA. People are upset for 30 seconds. I heard a lot more than that. And then opt to make the best of the situation, settling back to watch a superb piece of television in the company of the brilliant people who contributed to it. In between episodes, model maker Stephen Manfield is joined on stage with the actual Fifi puppet to delight all. Yeah, that was a great puppet. In fact, I would say Happiness Patrol, was that the bridge to the new, more bonkers Doctor Who that we have, the modern one? I'm actually going to say yeah. Right. Look, they were floundering around with season 24. I think, not really knowing what they were doing, and they kind of they were in the right direction, but it didn't really solidify to season 25. All right. But I think this new modern Doctor Who very much informed the revival, the 2005 revival. Fine. The impressive main panel that follows the screening sees Justin discussing a story with actors Sylvester McCoy, Sophie Aldridge, Sheila Hancock, as well as script editor Andrew Cartmel and director Chris Clough. Everyone agrees Happiness Patrol has stood the test of time rather well, having been re-evaluated over the years, is now regarded as the classic. I would say so, actually, yeah. Classic, classic text, true believers always knew it to be. Dame Sheila Hancock is particularly impressed with what she's seen. It's incredibly now relevant now, isn't it? Well, that's kind of scary. No, it was relevant in the late 80s. It's irrelevant now, but we're being screamed at is super relevant. It's been relevant now. I mean, it really is. I got really engrossed by it. I was looking for a composition. Looking at a composition, occasionally it looked like a piece of modern art she enthused. Well, again, you don't realize how much standards have fallen. And those standards have really only fallen in the last 10 years. I don't think that. I just think that it was stunning to look at. I really do. And I kind of understood why you're all such fans of Doctor Who. That's a moral content out there. It really is. It's subtle, but it clouts you. And it really is subtle. I mean, yet very obvious, right? We got a new fan, yelled Sophie, spreading her arms wide in a gesture of welcome. But the thing is, current era Doctor Who, it's not moral. It's designed so people can be validated. Right, their weird morality can be validated. What they've done to jazz it up, asked Sheila about the special edition. The version that we didn't see, Justin explains the updated edit will feature new and improved special effects, freshly shot model work. Do the go-karts go any faster? Asked Sophie cheekily. Hopefully not. Referring to the rather glacial getaway that her and Sylvester McCoy make them. Yes, they do. That's the unexpected answer. Yelled Pete Mateague from the audience. Much Sophie's delight. Okay, I'm really looking forward to seeing what they actually did. But again, why is everything based around a drag queen? And Sophie, I know your son's a drag queen. That doesn't speak well to you and your husband's parenting of that kid, right? This is not a normal outcome. I mean, it's fine that they have this kink. I don't have a problem with having the kink. But, it's not like, well, hey, that worked out well. The panel is followed by a signing where exclusive postcard art prints available to those who haven't had their fill of the Happiness Patrol, of happiness. They can make their way to the bar for the quiz of Rassilon. Today, there's a set of questions all about confectionery in the series. A picture round based around smiles. And guest hosts include Toby Adoki, a drag performer Izzy Edge, who dazzles. I'm not dazzled in a full Helen A cosplay. I'm okay. I wish you would understand. Most of the world finds cross-dressing immoral, right? Most of the world, right? I'm not saying lock anybody up because that's my personal morality. Live and let live. You do you, I'll do me. But like when we lived in a multicultural society, which people, I guess like the whatever the name of the guy who wrote this is, Richard Unwin, right? When we lived in a multicultural society, we worked hard not to shove our differences in each other's faces, right? Our ideological differences. And that's really one of the ways it really worked. And I think eventually, you had the Christian world begrudgingly going okay to, well, we didn't really have any choice, to same-sex marriage, right? And that's where you just should have stopped. But no. Because, again, I don't think it was about getting rights for gay people. I think it was all about dominance and pushing control. Right? There's a seemingly unanimous feeling that watching the original production on the big screen was lovely, communal experience, and they still got the extended edition treat in store. No killjoys here. We'll have no trouble here. A few days later, D11 catch up with Justin Johnson and Dick Fiddy. Hello, Dick Fiddy. There's no beating around the bush. We get straight down to the pink elephant in the room. It reflects very well on Dr. Who's that everyone was very good-natured about it, says Justin, of the change of advertised program. I was a bit shell-shocked when I came on stage, but people shouted out that they were okay with it, which is really kind. Honestly, that's really the best, I would say, reaction of it that I could, that I could think of. It really was a genuinely strong, good reaction. Yeah, because like, what are you gonna do? Okay, you're not getting the new edit either way. It's not gonna happen. You're gonna wait till everybody else. But you got all the stars there. You got this prick here. Enjoy the classic story, I guess. It was human error, explains Justin. We were just trying to work it out. Had other files been delivered and become mixed up, or did we get a disc? Could we get a disc courier over? There was nothing they could do in that moment. It was just really unfortunate. And it reveals the BBC and BFI are planning a free screening of the episode for the ticket holders at a later date. Well, you can't say fairer than that. I'm sorry. I know people want to say it early, whatever. Mistakes happen. I think that's very reasonable response. Why has it never been a what's it called again? Not Planet of the Daleks, the one before that. They shot it around the South Bank with the Draconians. Doctor Who and the Space War was the name of the book. I can't remember. Anyway, why did they do an event based around that on the South Bank? There were how they say which stories spotlight the BFI events. That decision is made alongside Russell Minton, I'm going to guess. Look at me! Got my geek pride out there. And other people at BBC Studios who work on the box sets, explains Justin. We screened Remembrance of the Daleks in 2013, the part of the 50th anniversary celebration. I love that story. And they were never, so we were never going to repeat that. The conversation has always been Happiness Patrol and Greatest Show in the Galaxy. Running links to the fact as well. I think there's a lot more work done in the new edition of Happiness Patrol. There are some things that predominantly mix up with 6 or 7 episodes, Justin. We showed Mind of Evil when it's restored to full color, and we have to say 6 episodes was a slog. I bet you it was. Another fact, well, again, that was probably before people, Netflix and chilled, all day. Another factor to consider was who we might be able to get on stage as guests. Yeah, I guess that too. Yes. That was the thing about Sheila Hancock's experience attended as a surprise. It had already sold out, and it was a brilliant lineup. I thought a brilliant one would be if she rocked up as a surprise. She was a superb guest. Again, yeah, I think, is this on the no, it's not on the disc. She kept everybody on their toes, both before in the green room and on the stage. But they normally post these online, the BFI. She had a great time and thoroughly enjoyed herself between episodes. Between episodes, she said, I think maybe I will do that signing. Okay, so she got into. I think the infectious spirit of fandom probably did carry her over, right? Signing. I told her that she didn't have to, but she said there's been such an incredible response from the audience here. It's the least I could do. Oh, okay. She went into saying, "I'll do it just a little bit," and she virtually the last person there. Good for her. We didn't announce Fifi was coming either. And if there's anything we can do on the day to add something a little extra that people are not expecting, then just makes us a little happier. M is glad that Justin and Dick are happy. Is Dick happy? Dick's happy. That we're very happy. And imagine they're very happy. We're glad. Happiness very much has very much prevailed. Yeah, okay, so again, this is pretty darn exciting. I have to say, I'm up for all this. Man, that's a nice Sylvester McCoy print. Look at that. I like that picture. So that's what, yeah, I just wish they all didn't have their head in their arse so much about politics, right? And, whatever, social, whatever it is you want to call it. I really wish that it wasn't all revolving around that. And we could have an event without a drag queen. Right. Drag queens used to be adult entertainment in pubs in afternoons, right? It's like, I wish we could have an event without a drag queen. Yeah, maybe the people who like drag queens should remember they're not the only people in the universe. In fact, they're a teeny tiny minority, which I think they do know, right? They know that very well, which is why they want to have a drag queen in fucking everything. Oh, a nightmare. What can I tell you? That's a great picture of McCoy with Bertie. Well, McCoy has great pictures, right? Okay, so Dad says he's got 5 special exclusive episodes of Uncensored with Ian. So with Ian, so he's going to have plenty to get cross about. Oh, I can't wait! I can't wait! Right, Mandy. Dad also liked Linda Lasardi. Well, Linda Lasardi, very, very hot. I've had a very lustful 80s. Who was it? Linda Lasardi. Who else was from the 80s that hooved up recently in my life? I don't remember. What am I watching? I can't even remember. I know. It'll come back to me after I finish, right? What can I tell you? Fine. With that, ladies and gentlemen, with that, I am going to head off into the sunset. I have girded my loins in preparation for Ian Levine Uncensored, which sounds like it's going to be awesome, right? Awesome here. Let me see if I can pull it up. Hang on. Let me see if I can whip this out. Everything I tried to pull up so far has been an absolute disaster. Oh, here we go. This is a great thumbnail as well. Let me share this. Share screen. This is an awesome thumbnail, right? I know he loves it. The Massacre is one of the all-time great stories. Right, I absolutely adore the Massacre. It's just fantastic. I like the Ian Levine head instead of the O. Oh, I said again. I talked to Ian Levine now. Like we're friends, right? He's exactly like he is. How you ever seen him, right? He is exactly like that. I think really quite. I mean, he's so likable. Right, he really is. He's genuinely so likable and charming. Right. Do you condone inciting violence? Says Jaffa Cake. Do I condone inciting violence? I would have to agree that such a thing. Okay. So, for example, I think it's terrible that one is allowed to say with impunity that Israel is performing a genocide in Gaza. Because I believe that is inciting violence, right? I think that's the function of saying that, right? Saying it's okay. They're only Jews and they're evil, right? I think that's it. So that's wrong. I think it's okay to say truisms, however. Like, again, the idea is to perform a genocide in Gaza just doesn't match reality in any way. But saying that your country is fundamentally changing because of a vast, massive influx of people from diametrically opposed cultures. Yeah, I see that being that shouldn't be criminalized, right? So there's the guy who killed himself in jail because he was put in there for 2 years, 8 months for non-violent offenses, which just seems insane to me, right? I think he was a political prisoner that was killed. I would describe him as a political prisoner, all right? So, and I don't think that was inciting violence. Here, the trouble with your question is this, right? Is that these terms often can be perverted to mean whatever you want it to mean. Like they keep saying Donald Trump is attacking their democracy, and so they and so they dismantle all the protections of a democracy to attack him and keep failing, right? Yeah, no, like he's not attacking any democracy, right? So so I'm not a fan of inciting violence. Those people should be jailed. Which people are you saying? Did he say it alone in his house or at a rally that was violent? He was at a rally that was violent. And again, I'm not saying that he shouldn't have received any kind of punishment, but I think he should have received a punishment that was commensurate to the punishments being handed out in England. And as right now, pedophilia is something you get a suspended sentence for. And you do from these weirdo pervert judges, right? It would seem reasonable that calling police scum would be not a jailable offense, right? Pedophilia is not a jailable offense. Calling police scum is not a jailable offense. I think things just got. I think honestly things got out of hand. I saw something like labeling him a racist, and I don't think he was. He might be. I don't know. But even so, I guess it doesn't make any sense. There's a two-tier system of justice, right? One of the things that Lynch got arrested for was saying to a copper, "I pray for my pray for my grandchildren." Yeah, exactly. Right, exactly. And I think when things got heated, he said the people in the migrant center are rapists and murderers, right? And I believe that is a sentiment of much of the country because they have a significantly different cultural attitudes to violent offenses, right? Which I think Britain is really suffering for right now, right? I think it's really destroying British culture. I think British culture is a very good thing. But I don't think he should have been in prison for that. Or I think anybody saying from the river to the sea, Palestine should also be in prison. Now, which way do you want to go? You don't have enough prison room anyway. I think this grandfather who was bullied to suicide, by Keir Starmer, I don't think he deserved that, right? I don't think he deserved that. I think it was Keir Starmer reacting in a terrified manner to shut down discontent, right? And I think, again, in his first month of in office, he just became a complete failure, sadly, right? So anyway, that was also the Rotherham Hotel, which was the center of the grooming gang scandal. It's another thing you really got to factor in, isn't it? Right? How Muslim migrants were allowed to have these grooming rape gangs and rape thousands of children because of political correctness. So, I think all these things that you need to take into account. So I don't know if you're still there, Jaffa Cake, but I hope that answers your question. If you ever want to come on the channel and talk it out with me, you are more than welcome. Were the people in the hotel part of that scandal, though? That doesn't matter. You're not addressing the issue, right? the issue is that Britain is being noticeably changed. The culture of Britain is being noticeably changed by mass immigration from another diametrically opposed cultural standards, right? No, it doesn't matter, right? Again, I'm trying to explain to you why people are pissed off with mass immigration, right? It's once again for a mass influx of military-age males, mostly, into from a foreign culture with very foreign cultural values, which, like, there's no pluralism in the Arab world or the Muslim world, right? It's not okay to be gay in the Arab world. It's not okay to be Jewish. It's not okay to leave Islam, right? All these are killing offenses, right? Look, Jaffa, you want to come on and talk about it? You're more than welcome, mate. Right? Genuinely, you're more than welcome, though. Right? But that's what set up the attitude. And the attitude, I'm not even blaming the migrants. I'm blaming the police and the politicians that allow the grooming gangs to go on with. Why can't I threaten people who weren't involved? You can't. Okay, but do you need to be banged up in jail for 3 years for doing something that you weren't directly threatening anyone? Like, who did he directly threaten? Right? And even if he did, as a Jew, I can't walk the streets of London because it's perfectly okay to say Jews are genocidal murderers. So pick a bloody lane. Which one do you want? Do you want to not say anything that will put my life in danger because I'm a Jew? Right? Oh, no, we got to allow freedom of speech, right? Pick a bloody lane. Those migrants aren't guilty by virtue of being migrants. No, they are guilty by virtue of being migrants, right? That's the point. They are guilty by virtue of being migrants because the country is being fundamentally altered and people are not happy with that fundamental altering, right? It's just that simple, right? If it was every election for the last 10 years have rejected mass immigration. Over and over and over and over and over again, right? Why did the Tories get booted out of power? Because they allowed mass immigration. Yeah, why did Brexit win? Because they allowed mass immigration, right? Why did the Tories win in 2019, other than Jeremy Corbyn being a racist cunt? Because of mass immigration, right? And again, when you say he was directly threatening people, there was no violent offense, right? He was, I think he called the police scum and whatever. Again, in the context of that's perfectly allowed, perfectly okay. You know, that's the rules that you set up in the same way you set the rules that it's perfectly okay to create gangs to rape young girls as long as they're white, right? You can't pretend the grooming scandal didn't happen and wasn't facilitated by the same people who are now clutching their pearls, right? I think that makes a major difference, right? I really think it makes a major difference. Again, do I think without knowing much about his crimes, I know they are non-violent, should he have been in jail? No. The concept was it caused others to do violence. Can you prove that? That is a crime. Yeah, that was never proved in a court of law, right? And I don't think you can prove that in a court of law. Right? Who specifically did he incite to do violent crimes? Right? And what were those crimes? And how did he incite them? Right? He pled guilty. He was given a plea deal. They said we can either destroy you and your family and your children and your grandchildren and send you to jail for 30 years, or you can do 2 years, 8 months. That's why he agreed. Right? That's why he agreed. Not because he was guilty, but because he had no fucking choice. It was that, or his life was going to be tortured in a much more significant way, right? And again, you cannot in any way make the argument that, yeah, you can, but you need to show the receipts. What are the receipts? But there wasn't a case against him. Why not go to trial? It does. Okay, you live in this fantasy world where justice will prevail. No. There's two-tier justice in England, right? The 2 tiers is this. If you're probably going to vote for Keir Starmer, then you can do whatever you like. You can say, I want to kill Jews. I love Hezbollah. I love Hamas. And you can scream it at the top of your fucking lungs through the streets of London and many other cities in throngs of thousands, right? And you can lie about Jews to incite violence against Jews, right? That's the fucking thing. You can do that in tier 1. In tier 2, if you say, I don't like this immigration, this uncontrolled immigration, and it's completely completely out of control, completely out of control, they will bang you up for 3 years. We've just seen it, right? If there wasn't a case against him, why not try to go to trial? Maybe he couldn't afford it. The process is the punishment, right? There's the fact that these things were rushed through the courts. He had probably had very little time to consider. He probably didn't have good legal advice. I'm sorry. You try and defend this. There's nothing. You've got nothing to stand on. I'm sorry, mate. I'm sorry. And again, I'm not saying migrants are evil people. I'm saying they have a massively different culture, right? Where there is no women's rights. There's no gay rights. There's no rights for anyone, really. Power is right, right? And everybody in the Arab world will tell you the same thing without blinking, right? Sounds like you have more of a problem with the underfunded legal system, to be honest. No, I have a problem with the weaponization of the legal system to jail and intimidate Keir Starmer's, those who would not vote for Keir Starmer, those who would vote for reform, right? This is a way to try and get rid of reform, who are their biggest problem right now. Yeah, no, it's not the underfunded system. It was weaponized to go against the Keir Starmer's political opponents. That's my problem, right? England, much like America, is a third world junta, right? If this happened in Russia, you'll say, well, obviously, he was a political prisoner. It's exactly the same thing. It's exactly the same thing. And look, I think you're just very much in love with your prejudices that say that that migrants are always good. It was weaponized to prevent riots. No, those riots will probably have stopped pretty darn quickly without this heavy-handed intimidation. And if the police had a track record of being honest when it came to people who do not have a British heritage, then they wouldn't have started in the first place. And if there wasn't transparently two-tier policing, none of this would have ever happened. So yeah, if you want to ignore every bit of failing of of government, then fine. But you're living in a fantasy, right? You are living in a fantasy. And eventually that fantasy is going to come to an end, right? And again, the Pearl Country. Oh, the riots! Oh, they were these riots were less violent than the anti-Semitic rallies that go through the streets of London every fucking week. So yeah, when you tell me Jews can walk the streets of London, which they can't right now, right? Why can't they? Because Jews will probably not vote for Keir Starmer or for Sadiq Khan. But Muslims will probably vote for Keir Starmer or Sadiq Khan. Therefore, they can intimidate Jews off the street, just like they intimidated Jews out of their party, right, with Jeremy Corbyn. And there's no problem whatsoever. Somebody sends a tweet saying, I think this is terrible. No, they go to prison. It's a very clear example of two-tier policing. Fine. Hey, you have anything else to add? And again, if you want to come on, Jeff, okay, as I said, you're more than welcome. Anything else there? Because I really want to head off. I think we're done. Okay, then with that, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to hit the end broadcast button. I'm going to hit it again and say good night, good luck, and may your God walk with you. And that was you.